सूर्यं जगत्कर्तारम् महातेजः प्रदीपनम् तं सूर्यं जगत्कर्तारं महातेजः प्रदीपनम् महापापहरं देवं तं सूर्यं प्रणमाम्यहम्।
For the early humans, it was a mysterious red ball appearing and disappearing in the sky. As humans began settling, they started worshipping it. In India, he is still worshipped. The sun, an eternal source of green and clean energy.
Since ancient times, different civilizations have given a special place to sun. In the Indian tradition, sun is the source of all forms of energy. As Rigveda says, sun god is the soul of all beings, moving and non-moving. Today, when the energy source of our industrial age have put our planet in peril, the world must turn to sun to power our future.
To reduce its dependence on fossil fuels and to fight global warming, today the world is embracing solar energy in a big way. However, the main foundation was laid in 1866 when a man walked in the sunshine ahead of his time. He was Augustin Mouchot. After 6 years of hard work, he produced the world's first parabolic solar collector that was used to drive a steam engine. The journey that was started in 1866 will lead to the total worldwide solar PV capacity of 740 gigawatt by 2022, more than the combined total power capacities of India and Japan today. In November 2016, India unveiled the world's largest solar farm, spanning 10 square kilometers in the state of Tamil Nadu. Today, the country's solar power generation capacity has already more than tripled in 3 years to over 12 gigawatt, and it aims to achieve 100 gigawatts of solar power by 2022. We can say India's push for solar power is now gaining steam. But before we go any further, let's take a look as to how the solar energy sector shaped up in India. India launched its National Solar PV program in the mid-1970s. A subsidy-based solar thermal program was launched in 1984 and it continued up to 1993. Solar box cookers were also promoted during this time for domestic cooking purposes. The government subsidies on solar products and services paved the way for the growth of different industries associated with solar energy business. However, in early 1993-94, capital subsidy was removed and provision for soft loan was introduced to commercialize the solar energy sector. The subsequent years witnessed steady, albeit slow growth. In 2014, the new government changed the National Solar Mission target set for year 2022 from 20 gigawatt to 100 gigawatt. The new target will certainly boost the solar industry, provide electricity to thousands, reduce carbon emissions, cut the oil import bill, create millions of jobs, and help the country in fulfilling its dream of becoming the India of the future. When we use solar energy, we not only save fossil fuels like coal, oil, natural gas or wood, but also save our environment. The target of adding 100 gigawatt of grid-connected solar power by 2022 is an ambitious one and a giant step to fight climate change. Of this 100 gigawatt grid-connected solar power, 40 gigawatt will be achieved by targeting spare rooftops, and 60 gigawatt will be added by setting 50 medium and large-scale solar parks across India. With this target, India will become one of the largest green energy producers in the world, surpassing several developed countries. The total capacity when operational will generate 64 billion units of electricity per year, which will lead to abatement of around 55 million tons of carbon dioxide per annum during its life cycle. One such solar park is coming up in Bhadla, Rajasthan, which is about 200 kilometers from the tourist city of Jodhpur. It will be one of the largest solar parks in India, proposed to have a capacity of 2,255 megawatts. Some of the other grid-connected solar parks in various stages of implementation include 2,000 megawatt in Pavagadh, Karnataka, 1,500 megawatt in Anantapur, Andhra Pradesh, and 1,000 megawatt in Kurnool, Andhra Pradesh, all of which are tipped to be the largest solar power generation facilities in the world. These solar parks in near future will be a part of the ambitious Green Energy Corridor project that is currently being implemented for strengthening interstate transmission system for large-scale integration of renewable energy. The ambitious solar energy targets have not only opened doors for big investors, but have also given new opportunities for small investors and young entrepreneurs. Meet Dilsher Khanna, who is the owner of a 2-megawatt solar plant located in Mansa district of Punjab.
When we commissioned this project in 2015, the cost of the project was approximately 8 crores per megawatt, and we have a fixed power purchase agreement with the utility for 25 years, which means that for a significant portion of the plant, for about maybe 15 years of the life of the project, there will be a clean revenue stream for us. In today's date, the costs have come down significantly due to the reduction in raw material prices. The cost can vary between 3.5 to 6 crores depending on a multitude of factors, and depending upon the tenure and the type of loan, the payback period can be determined. Since the PPAs are all 25 years plus, there will be a significant portion of the project for which there will be a clean and a lucrative revenue stream for the developer.
With government support, innovative experiments are being done to install solar plants on canal banks and canal tops. In 2012, Gujarat showed the way when it commissioned one of the world's first 1-megawatt canal top solar power plants in Mehsana district. Today, around 50 megawatt canal tops and 50 megawatt canal bank solar PV projects have been allotted to 8 states. India's largest floating solar plant, located in Banasur Sagar Reservoir in Wayanad, Kerala, is another innovative project. Grid-connected solar power from spare rooftops are also gaining momentum in India, touted to be the biggest one of its kind in the world. An 11.5 megawatt rooftop solar energy plant was inaugurated in May 2016 at the Radha Swami Sect headquarters at Beas near Amritsar in Punjab. The aim of the solar rooftop project is to utilize government, residential, hospital, institutional, industrial and commercial rooftops for installation of solar panels to fulfill daily electricity demand. The unused power can be fed to the grid to earn extra money. In power-starved rural villages of India, where load shedding is common, especially during daytime, solar mini-grids are bringing a transformation in the lives of thousands. Many of such mini-grids are privately owned and they charge a minimum amount from each family every month. It is not only the grid-connected solar power, but off-grid projects are also making a good example and setting role models for other investors. The Indian Railways is the shining example of this. The Railways recently launched its first solar-powered local train in New Delhi with a battery bank facility, which ensures sufficient power even in the absence of sunlight. The Ministry of Railways is also planning to set up 1,000 megawatt of power generation capacity that will meet the energy needs of more than 8,000 stations across the country. At present, Hazrat Nizamuddin, Old Delhi, Anand Vihar and New Delhi railway stations and religious stations of Varanasi and Katra produce nearly 8 lakh units of electricity and help in the reduction of 659 tons of emissions per month. Delhi Metro, the pride of Delhi NCR, has also committed to reduce its electricity tariffs by using solar energy. Delhi Metro currently consumes 150 megawatt of electricity, 20 megawatt of which comes from solar. In August 2014, DMRC commissioned Delhi's largest and in the category of metro systems, country's first solar rooftop power plant at Dwarka Sector 21 metro station. The solar plant produces 2200 units of electricity daily, that is sufficient to power 10 underground or 50 elevated metro stations. Taking cue from the Delhi Metro, almost all other upcoming and operational metro systems in India are also going green with solar. The Indian Navy is not far behind. INS Sarvekshak has become the first Indian warship to use solar power on sail. The 300-watt panels generate about 5.4 kilowatt power used for lighting and running a couple of air conditioners. The Indian Army has planned to set up 300 megawatt of grid-connected and off-grid solar photovoltaic power projects by 2019. The southern state of Kerala has become home to India's first solar-powered ferry, and it's the beginning of a thriving future in the boathouse business. Agriculture is another area where farmers can save a large amount in the electricity bill. Solar plants are being installed for pumping underground water for irrigation purposes. In many rural, semi-urban and even urban areas, solar energy is being used for street lighting and desalination or purification of water. As the usages of these solar PV modules is increasing in India, investors have started investing their money in a big way to establish the solar manufacturing base under the Make in India scheme. These state-of-the-art manufacturing units are not only fulfilling the domestic demand of solar PV modules, but are also giving tough competition to the Chinese firms. In the last 5 years, an old solar technology has picked pace and found a permanent place in the Indian industrial and commercial sector. The technology is known as Concentrated Solar Technology or CST and has helped users save a good amount in their fossil fuel bill. The technology uses solar radiations by employing mirrors or lenses to produce temperatures between 90 to 350 degrees Celsius. The medium and high temperature range can be utilized for various applications in industries, commercial establishments and institutions. The world's largest solar steam system was installed at Shirdi Temple in Ahmednagar district of Maharashtra. About 72 automatically tracked Schaeffler dishes generate nearly 3,000 kilograms of steam in a day at 180 degree temperature, which is sufficient to cook 2,000 kilograms of rice and 500 kilograms of dal besides vegetables. The leftover steam is used for heating 10,000 liters of water, which is used for cleaning utensils.
पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल करण्यासाठी आपल्या सर्वांचं दायित्व आहे. त्या हिशोबाने सर्वांनी सोलर स्टीम ती वापरली पाहिजे.
Some other reputed institutions using CST technology for commercial or large-scale cooking are IIT Roorkee, SRM University, RK Mission Children's Home in Chennai and NTPC Dadri. A leading example of dairy industry using concentrated solar technology is Amul Fed Dairy at Gandhinagar. Nearly 300 kilograms of heat is generated per hour by 92 single-axis parabolic troughs, which gets integrated with existing boiler and is utilized for manufacturing a range of 15 milk products.
We are getting a very good performance of this system, and daily we are generating 1.5 to 2 ton steam at the required pressure, and we are using it in our plant. So we are happy with the performance of the system.
Ultramarine pigments in Chennai used to dry pigment slurry in 3 to 4 days, and the fuel used was kerosene. Now, with the installation of 6 auto dual-axis paraboloid dishes, up to 170 degree of heat is generated, which can dry the pigments in just 6 to 8 hours.
We are able to generate 10 lakh kilocalories of heat for drying our pigments which is equivalent to a saving of 110 kgs of kerosene per day.
Hotel ITC Moria in New Delhi has also successfully demonstrated the use of CST in hotel industry. The 2 Arun and 8 Scheffler dishes meet the thermal energy needs of laundry, cooking and bathing. Not only the system is operating successfully, but the economies of the investment also make a strong case for all hotels in India to install such systems. What's more surprising is that today concentrating solar technology is also being used for commercial cooling. A leading example of space cooling in India can be seen at Kailash Cancer Hospital in Muni Seva Ashram, Gujarat. The ultra-modern hospital has installed 100 Scheffler dishes to raise the temperature of water up to 167 degrees, which is eventually used for generating 100 tons of refrigeration for its centralized cooling system.
Previously, the ashram was using wood-fired boiler to produce the steam. Now, because now we are using solar energy, we are able to save 1000 kilogram of wood per day, which is like 6,000 rupees per day, and it works for 300 days. So we are saving about 18 lakhs rupees per year.
The CST technology is today being used in many other sectors like chemical, pharmaceutical, food processing, laundry, tobacco, paper, textile and engineering industries amongst many others. In near future, CST can also be employed for the cremation of human cadaver that will help in saving 4.5 million tons of wood annually. In 2015, India took a giant step and formed an alliance known as the International Solar Alliance or ISA. It is an Indian initiative to forge a global coalition to harness solar energy and was jointly launched by the Prime Minister of India and the then French President in Paris on November 30th, 2015. The alliance will mobilize $1 trillion by 2030 and will act as a specific body to address the specific solar technology deployment needs of the solar resource-rich countries located between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. The total number of signatories to the ISA Framework Agreement have reached 44, and many countries have shown interest in signing it. At present, India has installed 12 gigawatt, and in the next 5 years, we need to install 88 gigawatt of solar power. The Government of India, through the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency, and Solar Energy Corporation of India, is supporting all in favor and willing to invest in the solar energy sector. Besides Indian banking sector, international financial institutions like the World Bank, Japanese International Cooperation Agency and Asian Development Bank have also committed to help India achieve the target of 100 gigawatt by 2022.
ये सूर्य ये बहुत बड़ी शक्ति का स्रोत है। सारा जीवन को चलाने में, सृष्टि को चलाने में सूर्य की अहम भूमिका है। क्यों न हम उसको एक ताकत के रूप में स्वीकार करके विश्व कल्याण का रास्ता खोजें। सारा विश्व कहता है कि टेम्परेचर कम होना चाहिए, लेकिन टेम्परेचर कम करने का रास्ता भी सूर्य का टेम्परेचर ही है। एक ऊर्जा से दूसरा ऊर्जा का संकट मिटाया जा सकता है। इस धरती ने हमें प्रकृति से प्यार करना सिखाया है। हमें कभी भी प्रकृति का शोषण करने के लिए नहीं सिखाया गया है। ये हमारी परंपरा है। अगर ये परंपरा है तो हमें विश्व को उसका लाभ पहुंचे, उस दिशा में कुछ करके दिखाना चाहिए। भारत ने ऊर्जा के क्षेत्र में परंपरागत प्राकृतिक संसाधनों का उपयोग करने का बीड़ा उठाया है। मैं विश्वास करता हूं कि ये प्रयास बहुत ही सुखद रहेगा।
It's the right time. Get set, shine.